Hello learners and welcome to this module on other emerging accommodation units. I am Dr. Saurabh Kumar Dikshit from Department of Tourism and Hotel Management, Northeastern University, Shillong. In this module, we will be discussing about the contemporary forms of the hospitality units and their unique selling propositions. After the completion of this module, the learners will be able to understand the different emerging accommodation units. They will be able to explore the extent and the differences of the hospitality services offered by these accommodation units. They will also be able to understand through examples the unique selling propositions of these accommodation units. Let us start the discussion with the introduction of the module. Globally, creativity has become a major factor in determining the endurance of business in hospitality industry. Tourism markets are finding it tricky to attract the niche tourists who want to spend their nights at unique accommodations units such as aircrafts, trains, underwater and trees, with sales figure for rooms night gathering pace. As with any form of business, starting out with the supply without understanding demand for a particular commodity or service is not advisable. Marketing is a critical component for the success enjoyed by these operations. Because the travelers are not necessarily aware of the new emerging concepts and trends, the business owners will need to clearly identify the kinds of people who are interested in their offerings of hospitality products. Most of the leisure travelers or vacationers look for a unique experience, a holistic comprehension of your customers' goals and expectations may prove invaluable in assisting you to design your visitor experience. Some of the emerging concepts of accommodations are being explained in the present module. First of all, we'll be talking about the backpacker hostels. Youth hostels have been in existence for quite long time now. 21st century, with all its technological and social advancement, have influenced the growth in number of young travelers in mid-20s who travel to remote corners of the world. Their distinctive characteristic is the backpack that they carry along with them, hence the illusion of backpackers. Although a broadly accepted definition is absent, the major authors deem below to be among the defining criteria of this sector. Low average age of the travelers, itinerary flexibility owing to the fact that they travel independent of the tour operators, on the road for extended period of time, low travel budget, avail bargain accommodation and other tourist services, take advantage of locally available infrastructure. The modern backpackers are observed to have been preceded by the hippie travelers, often considered as drifters and wanderers commonly found in Latin America, North America and Middle East and India in the 1960s and 1970s. The modern day backpacker hostels are found to be funky and creative in the designs. They are usually run by the independent owners. Though they are more comparable with the hotels than typical hostels, pocket-friendly rates for dormitory beds or basic room markets them stand out. Such hotels are also found to foster a welcoming and communal atmosphere. Also, unlike hotels, such hostels facilitate the interaction amongst the patrons. Guests are found to be more encouraged to the conversation with the occupants owing to the communal nature of the hostels. Generally, backpacker hostels are found to have the common sitting areas, dormitories, private rooms, outdoor sittings, and smoking areas. Besides that, parking, kitchen, cloakroom, dining areas, and communal bathrooms are also found in these outlets. The attitude of hostel owners may depend on the location and its culture. Some owners may not encourage the influx of short-stay guests, as the guest turnover may have a negative impact on the ambience and subsequently affect the mentality of the long-staying guest. Though there are the magazines website that enlist backpacker hostels word of mouth publicity is still considered as the main tool for the marketing. Hostels are also found to form a separate network with other hostels around the world, connecting one backpacker tale to another. It is also not uncommon to find hostels trying to set themselves apart from offering unique selling points such as personal experience of the indigenous culture in the form of arts, music and cuisine. Now we'll be talking about another important category of hotels. So it is the aircraft hotels. This modern trend comes into existence as the commercial use of airplane is decommissioned after retiring it from the active service. The aircrafts may vary from small jets with a carrying capacity of 10 to 15 passengers to the larger Boeing with 747. The aircraft is normally stripped of its seats and other equipments, and fuselage is converted into living quarters according to the size of the aircraft. There are the instances where the cockpit and its components are retained in order to provide a unique experience for its in-house guests. It is not just the aircraft themselves, but sometimes the aerodrome terminals are also converted into such quirky hospitality establishments. For example, Waitung Suit in Thuj in Netherlands offers their guests a seat in the fully equipped cockpit of a decommissioned government Lyschen 18 plane built in 1960s for East German officials, which is about 40 meters in length. The airplane suite offers a fantastic view of the platform and the runway at Thuj International Airport. The entire airplane has been converted single luxury suite for 2 guests. This ensures that you have a complete aircraft at your disposal. The luxury amenities such as jacuzzi, separate shower, infrared sauna, minibar, 3 flat screen television, Blu-ray DVD player with a comprehensive collection of DVDs, plenty of microwave oven, coffee and tea makers, free wireless internet, air conditioning services, etc. are there for the guests to serve. Thuj Airport itself is in central location of several heritage sites. It offers vibrant shopping opportunities for the residents of this hotel property. Jumbo Stay, situated at Stockholm of Sweden, offers a similar experience to their guests as in the above case. But in this scenario, the aircraft converted is a decommissioned model 747-200 jumbo jet built in 1976. Was last operated by the Transjet, a Swedish airlines that went bankrupt in 2002. It was originally built for Singapore Airlines and later served with the legendary Pan Am. The hotel offers 33 rooms with a sum total of 76 beds. The room types are broadly categorized into dormitory, standard rooms and suites. The room tariffs are kept at the affordable range so as to attract both low wealth as well as middle wealth tourists. Similar to previous case, this hotel also offers guests to have an experience of an airplane cockpit. Only in this case, the hotel offers suite room inside the cockpit with adjustable beds, bathrooms, TV and other such amenities. The Aviator Hotel Sywell in United Kingdom is a bit different as it is located on a privately owned aerodrome. The hotel is a 3-star category 1 and it is situated inside a building which is built over there in 1930s. It is constructed in an Art Deco style. It offers a throwback to the older times. The private airfield is still in use, which gives the guest to sit back and relax at the bar while looking at the aircraft landing and taking off. Now we'll be talking about another important category of contemporary hotel forms, that is the underwater hotel rooms. Underwater hotel rooms are one of the newer trends in the hospitality sector. Though there is a work underway for the first fully submerged underwater hotel, there are high-end resort property. Those offer rooms suite for their wealthy patrons. For example, the two underwater suites offered by Atlantis The Palm in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, named Poseidon and Neptune, are accessed by the private elevator. One of the walls is replaced with a window. They peer into the water, home of over 6,500 marine animals. The guests are also provided with a dining area within the suite that has a similar view. The restaurant is situated at a depth of 5 meters from the surface. A wide array of fish swims around the long glass tunnel, providing as the out-of-the-world experience to its patron at the restaurant. It is a different story at the Conrad Maldives Rangali Island in the Maldives. The guests are offered thatched huts on stilts above the Indian Ocean with wooden walkway connecting the rooms. But it is the Itha restaurant with its submerged tunnel which acts as the dining area that is considered to be the first in the world all-glass undersea restaurant. Niagara Private Island Maldives offer a different kind of venture, which was one of the first of its kind, a nightclub under the ocean. The nightclub sub-6 is around 500 meters offshore and at a depth of 6 meters from the sea level. Again, as in the previous scenario, guest tables are set around the restaurant floor in such a way that the guests at each table have the view of the underwater marine life. Underwater hotel rooms are offered by even more service providers. In some cases, it may be limited to 1 or 2 rooms, and in some other cases, multiple stories of the properties are submerged. For example, Intercontinental Shanghai Wonderland, China, has the body of the entire hotel situated under the water. A common theme all along these properties is their unique selling propositions of providing hospitality service in a different environment, which creates an experience that is unlike anything compared to the other hotel or resort properties. Apart from that significant experience, the rest of the services provided at underwater hotels and resort property mirror that of properties of the surface. So we are not talking about the another contemporary form of accommodation unit. They are the capsule hotels. Capsule hotels are meant as a provider of cheap basic overnight accommodation for guests who do not need or cannot afford larger, more expensive rooms. Capsule hotels started as a concept in Japan. It was a concept launched by Capsule in Osaka in 1979. Since then, the idea of such less expensive, no-frill accommodation that uses limited amount of space and energy has caught on it in rest of the world. Nowadays, capsule hotels are found in Europe, Asia, and North America. The rooms are characterized by their capsule shape. Length and breadth of room is roughly that of single bed. The height is what an average person would require in order to crawl and sit in their capsule. Normally, the amenities offered inside the capsule include TV, air conditioning, and power sockets. The rooms are generally stacked up to two on top, and the top bunk is accessed by a step ladder. These stacks arrange side by side, and their walls are made either of wood, fiberglass, plastic, or any rigid metal. The guests are usually discouraged from consuming their edibles inside the capsules. Since there is no space available inside for storing luggage, guests are given lockers and in-room safe for other valuables. Like the hotel or a dormitory, these hotels provide communally shared toilets, showers, and dining rooms. In Japan, it is common to find hotels such as communal, sauna, and showers. In absence of a restaurant, guests are provided with strategically placed vending machines for their snacks, meals, and beverages. Though an efficient model for properties with less space to work, the capsules themselves pose a threat to the guests who are prone to claustrophobia, owing to the fact the airflow inside the capsule is not enough for because of these specific vents and other things are not there. The guests are made to check in again if they wish to extend their stay beyond a single night. Also, thin walls that separate the capsule are at times insufficient in noise cancellations. Now we'll be talking about another contemporary form of accommodation units. They are the farm stays. Any accommodation on a working farm can be generally classified as a farm stay. It is dependent on the farm stay owners whether to include interactive experiences for their patrons. It is common to find farm stays offering activities for the families. Children are given the opportunity to pet and feed animals and collect eggs from the poultry. There are also farm stays that cater to the adult market segment, such as properties are chosen by its patron who are generally found taking a break from their daily routines. Normally it is found that the farm stays to offer their services at rates that are comparable with the typical bed and breakfast units which are present in the same region. However, in the farm stays, if the farm stays are offering more luxuries than the market standards, the tariff structure and price of food and beverages are also above the market average. It is not necessary that all farm stays charge their guests. There are examples of some quirky one that offer the services free of cost. In exchange of set number of hours per week is spent for the guest working on the farming. Being a relatively new concept of accommodation, farm stays need to be marketed in a systematic manner in order to promote the business. It is also considered wise for the host to educate themselves in the matter of potential customers and their typical characteristics. This process will help the farm stay owners, operators to have an insight of what needs to be done for optimum guest satisfaction. At the same time, like any form of establishments, the host should make a clearly cut out rule and regulation at the farm stay. Any special policies, for example, regarding the guest pets need to be conveyed to the potential customer beforehand. Now we'll be talking about the glamping. Glamping is a combination of the word glamorous and camping. It is generally characterized as a type of camping that is more luxurious and comfortable than the traditional camping. This is a camping concept in which modern luxuries are given the same importance as the stunning nature. The underlying principle that makes the concept to work is the most authentic way of connecting oneself with the nature through the experiential travel coupled together with the concept of embracing enchanting culture environment while taking the road less traveled on. Though the word may be relatively new in the dictionary, glamping as a concept and activity has existed for centuries. Historians have found evidence that the past were lavish tents being put up for the royal families around the world. Nowadays, glamping features such as structures as bell tents, pods, safari tents, cabins, tree houses, teepees, vintage caravans, vintage trails, and yurts. So, two of them are being explained in the forthcoming module. First of all, we'll be talking about yurts. A traditional yurt is classified as portable round tent lined with skin and felt and are used by indigenous nomadic tribes of Central Asia. Though these are temporarily home built with the prime intention of providing warmth and comfort to its occupants and prevent them from danger outside, Western cultures have found a more novel use for yurts. The fast growing trends of glamping, which is a term invented in the name of activity of camping, but with all the luxuries of a hotel. While the traditional Mongolian yurts has a rustic feel owing to the material, that means skin and felt, used in its construction, a modern yurt is constructed using high-tech insulations. Also, while a traditional yurt is dismantled and carried to the next site, the highly engineered ones found in North America are not intended to be moved from one place to another so often. Yurts have been used by skiing enthusiasts for a long time. The addition of modern luxuries into what was the basic accommodation unit has upset the interest of most market segment of tourists who wish to experience the wilderness while indulging themselves in all types of all typical luxuries at a suburban hotel room. The glamping yurts nowadays are found to have a full double bed with mattress, proper furniture, single sofa bed, electrical lights, sockets, gas stoves, and chimneys for burning wood and toasting marshmallows. The management are found to offer individual bathroom for each yurt, along with other facilities such as TV and internet connectivity as well in some cases. Depending on the glamping site, yurt may have window cut into canvas and roof lights to allow natural illuminations. For guests who are interested in a bit in stargazing, the roof light fit for the purpose. Since yurts are fundamentally tents for camping, the camping sites are found to be located around places of scenic beauty, further away from the commotions of the city. The guests are therefore encouraged to partake in the outdoor activities either set by themselves or the campsite management. The activities normally include the like of cycling, hiking, trekking, angling, kayaking, swimming and bird watching. Now we'll be talking about the another important glamping kind of accommodation units. It is the tree house hotels. It is an offbeat and alternative option for glampers to stay on the tree houses. During the last decade of 20th century, United States of America and parts of Europe saw the rising popularity of tree houses. This rise in popularity is said to be the result of the factors such as development of technology that led to better building practice, the heightened interest in research into sustainable environmental practices, and more significantly, the increased disposable income. The increasing popularity has seen the rise in number of businesses that either provides or construct tree houses according to the needs and wants of the customers. There are mainly two ways of constructing a tree house. One is by building a structure on the tree and providing ladder or suspension bridges to access them. Such tree houses are furnished with all luxuries physically possible. Flooring might be hardwood, TV and internet connectivity will be offered as standard. Proper beds and extravagant bathrooms are also common for glamping in tree houses. If the trees in the vicinity are not tall or strong enough to hold the weight of constructed tree houses, stilts are put on the ground and platform to hold the tree house is constructed well high on the ground. The advantage of this sort of construction is unobstructed 360-degree views of a stunning surrounding nature. Dear learners, let us now sum up what we have learned during this session. We have started our discussion with the idea of backpacker hostels. So we have discussed about the characteristics of backpackers. Backpackers are the people who are having low average age. Their itineraries are usually flexible, So that's why they usually do not take the help of the travel agents to plan their travel. They usually spend most of their time on the road. So they usually have the low travel budgets. So they usually try to find out the things which are of cheaper nature. They used to bargain accommodation and other travel services during their travel. They usually take advantage of locally available infrastructures. In addition to that, we have also discussed about the aircraft hotels. After that, we have talked about the capsule hotels. After that, we have discussed about the farm stays. There we have talked about how the tourists can stay over the farms and what kind of facilities is normally offered during their stay. Then we have discussed about the glamping. After that, we have I gave you some idea about different kind of yards. Then we have discussed about the treehouse hotels. I hope you will be able to develop the understanding of the contemporary form of accommodation units after studying this module. It will also be helpful to assist you, basically to suggest the appropriate accommodation units for your special interest clientele in future. Thank you very much.